Bonjour, everybody. Hi, this is Neshi Lokatz. Welcome to Star Nation's organization's main fan page, and we are doing the morning card draw. I'm laughing because is it Mercury retrograde yet? I think that's coming up, isn't it? Why do you ask? I'm having camera issues. Rats, huh? All right, so I'm using my phone, and I just need to know, I want to make sure that you can hear me, and yeah, I haven't used my phone for this in such a long time. Oh my goodness. So I'm just going to wait just for a second, since we are, there's just a little bit of a delay, and there's new stuff on here that, because I haven't used it in a while. You know, Facebook is always adding stuff, and this is kind of cool. All right. Hey, Elise, good morning to you. Could you please put something in the chat, even if it's just hello? I don't see messages. Oops. How'd that happen? How do I go backwards? Okay. Huh. That's interesting. What can I say? This is going to be a little bit of a challenging morning, I think, because I can't see the messages, and I don't know if Elise put one in there or not. I know. I can check on my iPad. Oh, there she is. All right. So what I want to know, I wonder, is why they're in a different... In order to be able to see the messages, I have to do this. And I don't know if it'll let me do that. Oh, here we go. No, it's here. I'm going to try to do something here. Because the phone is at a different size and all that, I just wanted to... Here, maybe this will work a little bit better. How's that? Gotta fix the hair. You got my earbuds in. All right, so this morning, welcome. Yeah, now it's up the nose. Oh no, we don't want that. So we're gonna go up to, and put this back on. And so it's not up the nose. Don't you just hate that? I do. It's like change the, and sometimes they don't, live streamers don't really know who to ask for it, right? Yeah. So I don't know. How's that? I think that looks a little bit better, huh? Yeah. Hey, Jill. We're having a very interesting morning here. Very interesting. I had noticed it last night on my show, Communications from Home. I had issues with my external camera that I use. It's got a better lens and all of that to it. And I had noticed that doing the live stream last night that it wasn't, something was not reading my external camera. So I ended up using my laptop camera, which was fine. It turned out all right. I mean, the quality I think is not quite as good, but we were able to get the show on. Yay. And this morning, when I get here to do the live stream, I get everything set up. I'm going to do the live stream little icon, and it wouldn't work. Okay, so Elise says, you look like you have a bobblehead. I do. Oh, whoops! You guys took a fall. You fell right off. All right. I told you it's a challenging morning here. All right. We're just going to leave it right there. It's going to be all right. So, so it's an interesting. I lit the candle on the altar. I've got sage burning, and now it's just doing a nice deep breath in and the exhale. There. Just to get back in the present moment, be with you guys. Take a drink of coffee. That's always good. So it is Wednesday morning, July 25th, and we're waiting for the thunderstorms to roll in. We're supposed to get thunderstorms today. So, yeah, I'm wondering, see, we have this issue with the phone, is that now I have it up vertical. I had it horizontal before, but I couldn't read your messages because they were coming in at a different angle. And so in order for me to read it, I'd have to kind of do it like these. So I don't know. Let's see. Jill is saying, hello. You're cut out off under the nose. Okay, if I do it this way, it's going to be kind of hard to read your messages. But that probably looks a little bit better because I started the live stream with the camera horizontal. And the reason why I do that is because when it uploads to YouTube, it has a better, it shows better. Let's just put it that way. And they tell you, and you know, the experts tell you to do your videos horizontal rather than vertical, and so. But you know, Facebook is changing stuff all the time, so I'm not sure what the heck's going on. But we're going to do this anyway because we have some interesting information with the card draw. When I was shuffling the cards this morning and asking for the information, you know, the most important energy that we need to know for today, this one popped out. Now, it's going to be backwards unless I flip my camera around, and then, to tell you the truth, I'm hesitant to do anything with the live stream that would be changing the camera stuff. So this is going to be backward. It's Dreamtime again. Unlimited vision. We just had this yesterday. Yeah, and I was thinking, okay, you know, I'm sure, let's talk about it some more. But what is it about this essence of this card that's important for us to talk about again? And so I spent some time with my spiritual team asking them that, and we had a nice conversation about it. They were telling me that we were most definitely on the right track with a daydream yesterday. But what they wanted us to do is to share about that daydreaming is not frivolous. That's exactly what they said, is not frivolous. There is not just potential in them, but a powerful ability to manifest. And that most people, two-leggeds, don't take it serious enough. Because we touched on that yesterday about how in our culture, the Western culture, or maybe it's worldwide, I don't know, that daydreaming is frowned upon. Many of us have had adults, whether it was a teacher or a parent, telling us not to daydream. You know, get your head out of the clouds. And for me, that was literal, because I love to watch the clouds go floating by. And so it's about taking our daydreams with a serious aspect. Now, it's not to be serious, but it is an important piece of our manifestation, things that we want to bring into the physical plane. It has to do with another way of spirit traveling. That dream time that Jamie Sams writes about, right? And for those that are just joining, we got the Dreamtime card again. Let's see if I can get that in the frame. Gotta go this way. Sorry, it's backwards. I'm using my phone, and in order to show it the correct way, I have to flip my camera around, and we're having enough issues with cameras this morning that I'm not gonna chance it. I don't want to lose the live stream. There. And the dream time has to do with that spirit traveling. In my family, we called it soul traveling, or just traveling. And so daydreaming is an important piece to that, is what I'm being told. We're able to go to other dimensions when we are spirit traveling. Yeah. Hey, Terry Ruel just joined us. Good morning, Terry. Now I'm lying down? Really? Oh my gosh. This is just... All right. We're going to change it. I'm sorry about that. All right. And we don't want you looking at my nose. This is quite the challenge this morning. All right. And so how Spirit is saying, Jackie is saying, seems to go along with paying attention to your dreams with this full moon coming. Yes, exactly true, Jackie. Thank you for sharing that. Exactly true. That, let's think about it this way, because we're so focused on, our day-to-day living, which we should be in the present moment. But even though we may be experiencing the full moon where we live, on the opposite side of the world, on the opposite side of Grandmother Earth, they're experiencing daytime, right? But the thing is that no matter what, the moon is out, the sun is out, even though we might not be able to see them, right? And so the daydreaming takes on another way of being able to connect with spirit and be in spirit, to do that kind of traveling during our waking hours. And so what my team is wanting us to know about is that daydreams are important, they're important. They're important to our spiritual growth, but it's also important to our manifestation. And we've talked about manifesting here a few times through the card Field of Plenty. And we know that in order to bring something onto the physical plane, onto the earth plane, is that we have to ground it, and we have to ground it through through our physical body. I'm sorry. Lisa's saying, you're cracking me up today. Now we're looking at your eyebrows. They're lovely, by the way. You know what? I should get my iPad out and look at the live stream. Okay, now, you know what? My mom and I, we always say that we want to have at least one good laugh a day. I mean, the kind of laugh where your sides hurt, you get tears in your eyes, the laughter, right? Oh, yes, I see that. We can only see her eyebrows. Wait, I want to make sure my sound is down. Oop, so we don't get the squelchy thing going on. All right, now that I changed the angle, let's see how well that goes. Oh my God. This is where having a internet radio show where you only hear my voice, it seems like it's the way to go this morning. But I tell you what, it is so funny. Anyway, we're having a good laugh at my expense, I might add. It's okay. All right, let's see if I can get my iPad to stand up so I can see, at least monitor what it looks like, what it sounds like. All right, nose added. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to throw you guys on the floor again, you guys almost landed on the floor the last time. All right, we're gonna do this. We're going to do this. We're going to back it up a bit. I'm going to back it up a bit so the camera's not exactly right under my chin. And going to sit back. There. I think maybe we might have it. We might. There we go. That's something, huh? This is kind of like Where's Waldo a little bit, but the body parts, Okay, so where was I? Dreamtime. Dreamtime, and the soul traveling and taking a look at our daydreams again. And we talked about that yesterday's card draw. I want to read you a little bit about what Jamie Sam says about the daydream again. Let's see. I had marked it. Here it is. She says that wish dreams is what she calls them, may contain the dreamer's hopes for his or her future, which do not always manifest physically because they are not backed by trust. All right. So that's the piece that my team kind of focused in on, is that daydreaming is another way of soul traveling, right? And that when I say we take it serious, is to take it with that it's important. It's important. And I know that yesterday I had mentioned that, there are many, many people who journal their dreams. And we don't journal our daydreams. We don't write about our daydreams. And I'm believing that we should probably be doing that, especially if you're someone who finds yourself drifting off and daydreaming more than a couple times. I don't even know the measurement. I don't think there should be a measurement of that. Okay, I'm going to try something here. We're going to go down a little bit more. There. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, and here's why, is because when we daydream, we're putting our wants, our desires, our wishes out there. And when I say out there, I'm talking about the place where things have not taken form yet. And some people call it the void. Some people call it the sixth dimension. But we are sending out our vibration. We're sending out that thought form out into the void where things are created, right? And so when we put emotion behind that, how we feel about that image or that thought, the emotion is the fuel that brings it into the physical plane. And when it gets here, it's our job, air quotes, job, to ground it to the earth plane. And I'm going to add to the fourth dimension, earth plane. Because we are in that time frame, that energy frequency of the fourth dimension. Grandmother Earth is already in the fourth dimension. And since we're here with her, we're existing, we're alive, we are, in order to stay with her, our vibration has to be in a range near hers. And so when we ground our manifestations to the earth plane, we want to make sure that we ground it to the fourth dimension. So the daydreams are a part of our manifesting. It's about bringing something into our lives that we want. And some people would actually say that we're looking toward the future. All those wishes. Can you think of one of the wishes that you had just recently, right? Think of one. For example, there was a time where I wanted a different car. And it's not that mine was bad or anything like that. I'd had it for probably close to 10 years or so. And my previous car, the one that I was trying to replace, came to me right after my dad walked on, after he passed away. I had leased a car, and so the lease was up on my old car. and I needed to do something, right? I had to lease a different one or buy a different one. And I couldn't even make a decision about what kind of car I wanted because I was grieving. I was in a place that, honestly, I didn't care. And my husband, he was so good to me. He went out and he kind of, got a few that I could go look at and test drive and that kind of thing. And so anyway, I ended up with a car that was okay. It wouldn't have been my first choice, but it was all right because I was in the time that I was not able to really make a good decision. Well, I started dreaming and daydreaming, actually, about a hybrid car. I wanted one that was electric but could also run on gas because we kind of live out in the country, and I used to drive long distances. And so that came, my new car. It's not really new. It's one person owned, and it was had really low miles. And when I say really low, it was under 1,000 miles. And we got such a deal on it, and it's a hybrid. It's a Ford. It's all right. She's cute. I call her Claire. And so that was a daydream I had. A daydream. What it would be like to drive a car and walk my talk about taking care of Grandmother Earth, right? Yeah, and it came to be, and I had a lot of happy emotions around that. So this is something that I was trying to think of. What's an example of our wishes? That's what Jamie Sam calls it, is a wish dream, those daydreams. And a good question, Jill. She says, how do you ground it into the fourth dimension? Okay, here's what I do. And it's, is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. But it seems to work. Is that when I receive something that I've been manifesting and it shows up, what I say out loud is, thank you so much for this gift that's been manifested for me, and I ground it to the fourth dimension. I say it out loud. It's a conviction. It's kind of like a declaration. Okay, I do declare, right? kind of sounds like Scarlett O'Hara, but I do declare, and really it's about acknowledging that it's here, and that you want it in the fourth dimension with you, because there's a lot of people who are in the fourth dimension. A lot of light workers are already here, and those people who are not, they're not quite awake yet. Some of them aren't awake at all, and all you have to do is pay attention a little bit to the news, and you can certainly see those that are still in the third dimension. And that's okay, It's not a judgment. It's just where they're vibrating at is all. And so I just keep it really simple, Jill. And it's making that declaration and accepting it into the fourth dimension. Yeah. That's what I do. And so Jamie, here's something else that jumped out at me this morning when I reread it. She says, the Dreamtime reality is as ancient as our universe and holds all the possible doors to every level of awareness. Many of the carryover souls who have been dreamers before are awakening and tapping into their abilities to be Dreamtime travelers again. And she describes a carryover soul. She says it's one who has carried talents and abilities from other lives into the present. Usually those talents were well developed, and therefore the residuals are fairly well defined during childhood. Right? Okay. So if we take what she says and we're thinking about the daydream, and as children, how many times as a child were you told, stop daydreaming? Where are you? You're always daydreaming. Get your head out of the clouds, right? And I think that there's a reason why we're being shown this card this morning again. And I truly believe it's about the daydreams. That as healers, as light workers, that it's another perspective, another facet of how we can use our gifts and how we can affect the energy field around us, right? So using our daydreams to manifest. And the most important thing in manifesting that I don't think was covered in The Secret, because I studied that stuff about law of attraction, one of those universal laws, quite some time ago, is that you have to have emotion behind describing what you like, what you want. It's more, I mean, having a vision board is great. Those work really well. But you have to have the emotion behind it in order for it to come into the physical. It is giving it the fuel for it to travel into the physical world and to come to you, is that emotion. And so we really need to pay attention to that. The stronger the emotion, positive emotion, the more likely that manifestation is going to come into the physical world. Yes, Jill, a passion for it. Yes, exactly. You have to be in love with it. All right, so I got to bookmark this. And because the companion card that came with this, which I thought, how is that going to go together? But it really does. And that is the medicine bowl. We haven't talked about the medicine bowl in many weeks. And the medicine bowl is about healing. Gorgeous artwork, isn't it? Let's see, we got to hold it down a little bit further. Can you see it now? Maybe I was holding it too close. It's the medicine bowl. There we go. Yeah. Getting this camera work thing, maybe if I pull it back, you can see it better. Anyway, the medicine bowl, when we bring it together with the Dreamtime, I think it has to do with what people call seers, all right? Here is what Jamie says about it. She says, the medicine bowl is a traditional tool used by seers, dreamers, and medicine people. The medicine bowl can be used by a person in the healing arts for grinding herbs or mixing cures. Seers use a medicine bowl in a much different way. And what they do, the medicine bowl used by our ancestors was actually made from wood. They would hollow out a log, a section of wood, and literally be able to use it for that grinding and for the mixing, right? But seers, what they would do is they would take coal from their fires, and they would darken the bottom of the bowl. Oh my goodness, Bill Schwingle. Oh my goodness. Welcome, Bill. Bill and I have known each other for many years, and we don't see each other very often, so it's so good to see you in the chat room. Makes me happy. Marlene Farrell. Marlene. Hi, Marlene. You were one of the people selected yesterday to receive a print magazine, and I did select one for you. I just need your postal address. If you could PM me your postal address, we're going to get those mailed out today. So if you could do that for me, I would appreciate it, so we can get that gift to you, okay? Yeah, Bill. Hey, it's so good to see your name and to see you in the chat room. It really makes me happy. All right, so the seers, what they would do would be blacken the bottom of that bowl, and then they would seal it. And they would seal it with something like beeswax or something like that. And so they could fill it with some water, really. And so it kind of, when she was describing this, it reminded me of scrying. You know how you look at a mirror, or you have a pan of water, and you look into the water, right, for the scrying. That's what it reminded me of. And she says that, so they fill the bowl with water and use the reflection of firelight to create an image of the void where the future lies. In doing so, the seer is able to see the destiny of the tribe or of the people. Okay? So if we pair that up with Dreamtime, the medicine bowl, the essence of the medicine bowl, we can take that we are using our daydreams to travel and to look into the future, if you will, to manifest something that comes into the physical world. Using our daydreams as part of that manifesting tool. She talks about her people, who are the Seneca, talking about Jamie Sams. She says it's never announced which of the members of the nation are medicine people. A true medicine person never says, I'm a medicine woman or man, which is really true. To call yourself something like that, yeah, some people would be calling it bragging, but no, the announcing of it, how do I want to say this? For those people who are drawn to you to help, for you to help, are going to show up anyway, right? And it also is about the balance, because if so many people that I know that are healers in a traditional sense, once the word gets out, or if they've actually announced it, they have people waiting for them all the time, and they never get a break. And so they burn out. And so some of it is around that. But the other piece is that it's also a protection, is that when you're not really well known, you live a normal life, is what I'm trying to say, and live without fear. Yeah. All right, so she says that, and we're talking about daydreams. She says the medicine bowl is where ideas are nurtured, the future is held, and growth is accomplished. She likens the medicine bowl to a woman's womb, because that's where the baby's created, right? And so when we do our daydreams, and we're literally looking out into the future, it's like that soul traveling, that spirit traveling, and looking out into the future and placing our wishes and our dreams into the void, where things are still formless. Some people call it the sixth dimension. She says we must be open to what future brings. Some of the lost medicine of our ancestors is returning through the use of the medicine bowl. She's saying, pay attention. Pay attention to the events in your lives and acknowledge with gratitude the healings that manifest themselves. And sometimes what we're paying attention to are the small things. We will notice the big things, but it's the small things that come to us that sometimes are so subtle that we kind of miss them. But if we pay attention, then we can be grateful for them and say that out loud, that thank you for bringing it to me in the fourth dimension, as Jill had asked about. Yeah, just taking a look in the chat. Boy, I'm so glad that we got that camera thing worked out. it doesn't look too bad. I'm monitoring it on my iPad. Sorry. She says, become aware of the shifts in attitude or new sense of well-being, and you will understand the healing as it manifests. In this way, you're assisting your future beyond the void to heal you in the present. So, and I'm thinking about some of those people that I know that are going through some physical issues with their bodies. Thanks, Mary. She says it's perfect. Yes. That with the manifestation of bringing the healing, if you're using your daydreams, try it. You're not going to hurt anything. Daydream about a positive outcome, seeing yourself healthy and joyful, pain-free, right? Yeah, and you're daydreaming about it. See yourself, feel the feelings about it, daydream. And then where you're going is you're sending it out to the void, where it could be created for you, right? I think that's what the cards are telling us today. Because, every day when I do the card draw, I also use Jamie Sam's other deck. And sorry, this is going to be backwards again, but it's the medicine cards. And the medicine cards are all of our animal relatives are in there. And so I was asking about which animal relative could come to us to help us to understand with clarity and more depth the essence of the cards that were drawn today, the essence of the Dreamtime, and the essence of the medicine bowl. And look who came. Look who came. It's the dragonfly. It's the dragonfly. And I had to smile at this one, because Jamie Sams wrote about the dragonfly when she was writing about Dreamtime. She says that some of these talents lay hidden because they are unused. We talked about that. Some of us stopped daydreaming because we were told it was there's no worth to it. It doesn't have value to it. Stop daydreaming. And so she says redevelopment of those abilities can be achieved through contacting the 4 animal allies who are most strongly connected to Dreamtime. And she mentions the dragonfly. She says dragonfly is the doorkeeper who allows the gates to other dimensions to be opened through the breaking of the physical illusion. The breaking of the physical illusion. So, if we look at daydreaming as another way of soul traveling, another way to travel, is that dragonfly can help us break through the illusion that we see here, right? Can help us with that soul traveling, using our daydreams, right? Oops, that's the wrong card, this one. Dragonfly. I wonder how many people in chat have dragonfly as a either a totem or a power animal. That's interesting. An interesting question. And how many people have you seen a lot of dragonflies this summer? There have been times when I've come up here to the academy to do the live stream, and I'm met by dragonflies. Of course, they're in the front garden, but I had one time come right up to me. It's like, yeah, I see you, and we're going to be talking about you. We're going to be sharing information about you. And so there's dragonfly, right? Here's what Jamie Sam says about dragonfly. She says, Dragonfly medicine is of the dreamtime and the illusionary facade we accept as the physical reality. Dragonfly's shifting of color, energy, form, and movement explodes into the mind of the observer, bringing vague memories of a time or place where magic reigned. A time and a place when magic reigned. When we were children. Remember, our innocence is still here. We still have our innocence. It may be covered up with trauma, emotional trauma and debris, but it's still here. It's still here, right here within us. And the dragonfly is a medicine that we can use, tap into, call upon to help us redevelop. That's a good word for the upcoming energy field in the Mercury retrograde, right? Because Mercury retrograde is all about redoing. Some of that energy is about redoing. And so all those words that have RE in them. So redeveloping, reconnecting to dragonfly and to magic and to daydreaming. Our lives can be so busy. You know, we live a fast-paced life compared to our ancestors. And so taking the time to be able to daydream, not when you're driving, that doesn't mix well. Or when you're using heavy machinery, don't do that. No daydreaming. Be in the present moment so you're safe. But when you have some time, you know, what does Minnie call that? Sit spot. When you're sitting with nature, that might be a good time to redevelop, to reconnect, to remember how to daydream. And daydream about something that makes you happy, to have it with you. Whether it's, you know, looking at your physical body and having a healthy body, a healthy mind, a healthy heart, to, I don't know, dream about what you've been looking for in your life. Something that, when I was talking about the car, you know, I'm not exactly the person who enjoys a lot of materialistic kind of stuff, you know. I'm not into diamonds, never have been. Give me a good piece of turquoise jewelry, though, and I'd be really happy. Or a stone or a crystal in its raw state. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. But give it a try. See how it flows for you. She says that the dragonfly is the essence of the winds of change, the messages of wisdom and enlightenment. Dragonfly medicine always beckons you to seek out the parts of your habits which you need to change. She says, follow dragonfly to the place inside your body where magic is still alive, and drink deeply of its power. This strength belongs to you. It's the power of becoming the illusion. This ability is ever-changing and contains within the knowledge that you are creating it all. And that is how the dragonfly, Dreamtime, and the medicine bowl connect today. And what Spirit is telling us about the energy for today, what was important for us to know. Right? I want to read you the Dragonfly poem. And you guys know how I feel about Jamie Sam's poetry. I love it. Here's what she writes. She says, Dragonfly breaks illusions, brings visions of power, no need to prove it. Now is the hour. Know it, believe it. Great Spirit intercedes, feeding you, blessing you, filling all your needs. Makes me smile. That one's a good one. I like it. So, let's see how this day unfolds for us and how the energy flows to us, through us, around us, and how Dreamtime and the daydreaming, um, dragonfly, how that medicine can help us to understand the essence of daydreaming in the medicine bowl at a deeper level, richer, right? Bringing it home. I like it too, Marlene. I do. And, oh, thank you, Elise. She says, thanks, Neshi. Hugs to you and your mom. Thank you. I appreciate that. She's doing really good today, by the way. And so just notice it, right? Notice how it is, that energy, and whether you're a participant or a witness to it. Either way, it's a gift. And remember, just take whatever we talked about here today, when it resonates with you, it feels good, grab it, hold on to it. If it didn't, that's okay, just let it go. Maybe it wasn't meant for you, or maybe you're a messenger. And you can share this video with whoever it is that you need to deliver the message to. Yep. So with that, hey, don't forget. Oh, wait, erase that. Remember, that's a better way to put it. Remember that Polly Jo has her show Soul Connections tonight, and that's all about healing. It's all about healing. So join us at 7 p.m. Eastern for her show tonight, Wednesday night. And then Thursday is Elders Day here at Star Nations. We kick off with Connie Shearwater, her show Spiritual Mysteries of Life. And that's at 10:30 Eastern Time tomorrow morning. And the Mystery School with Carl and Ortrun Franklin is on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So, and we'll see you guys in the chat rooms, hey? I'll be there. All right, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for being with me and hanging in there with me with this camera situation today. But we made it work, right? All right. Bama Mina, until we see each other again.